Yay, we're alive. Paxton and I. It is 100,000 degrees here today. So I hope you've had a fun first day of your weekend. It's beautiful here. I'm so thrilled that you're here. This is the new moon in Virgo ceremony, and it's a big one. And I want to tell you all about it. If you are into quantum physics, there's quite a bit of symbolism and significance to today's moon, and I want to get into it with you. And it influences and it impacts how I'm setting intentions, how I want you to think about it. This is the last new moon we have before the eclipse cycle begins in September. So, is anybody new to new moon ceremonies? I want to tell you, I don't always work with stones at the new moon, but the last couple ones I have been. And the stone of focus for me tonight, in case you want to grab a piece too, is fluorite. We had these for you a long time ago at Sage Goddess, these like big mama. This is a natural fluorite octahedron. So that's actually how it grows. But this is the stone of focus. And I really think that that's what this new moon is all about. It might be driving you crazy. So welcome in, bell runners, new. Anybody else new? Hi, Sabrina. Yay. I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm looking forward to having you with us. So welcome in. Hi, Tammy. Welcome in. And it's good to see you. It's fun for you to chime in and let us know where you're coming from too. That's an Amber alert. So we'll send some sweet blessings to whoever needs our attention right now. Sorry, that was really loud. We get them and there's kind of nothing you can do, right? It doesn't matter whether your phone's on or off. It just kind of blares through. Yeah, Amber alert. Come on in. Yep. I'll see you later. I love you. I'm here alone with my kids, so. Yeah, that happened last time too. I know. Like, what's the deal with ceremonies and Amber alerts? You didn't get one? Anyway, so welcome in. Good to know where you're chiming in from. Summer finally came to Los Angeles this week. I don't know if you heard, but we have record temperatures, which is really great because we've been cold. It was a cold spring. It's been kind of a chilly summer. So yeah, sorry. Some of you put me up on the big screen of your TV. So that was probably a lot for your central nervous system right now. But anyway, glad to hear you. I don't want to complain because here's the thing. I know what it's been like on the East Coast this summer. I know what it's been like for a lot of you in the South. So I'm going to zip it, but I'm going to tell you, we are a little happy to have some heat because we just haven't had it. So it's great to see you. Okay. So fluorite. I want to come back and teach you a little bit about this new moon. One of the really cool things about this new moon that some people are talking about, but not a lot of people are talking about. In my world, we're talking about it. We have 2 Virgo new moons. We have one tonight and we have one next month. And what's interesting is, so this Virgo new moon, anybody know what degree it's at of Virgo? By the way, where are my Virgo sun, moon, star children? Because it's always nice to know who's here that is a Virgo. This moon is lighting you up. Yeah, it's at 0 degrees Virgo. This is an interesting one because the next new moon we have on September 21st is at 29 degrees Virgo. So we're going to start at the very beginning, and next month it's like a bookend, and then next month is also a solar eclipse. So there's a lot to make meaning of there. If you are a Virgo and look at the feed, right? My Venus is in Virgo, so like I'm a Virgo in the bedroom, honestly. But outside of that, I don't really. I'm not even good at pretending I'm a Virgo, right? I'm sort of whatever Virgo is. I'm pretty much the opposite of that. But I love Virgo. You know, the energy is so important, and almost every important person in my life has a significant Virgo placement, other than my daughter. She and I are the lone kind of ungrounded folks. But everybody else, including my son, has a very significant Virgo placement or multiple of them. And so I've always been really magnetized to Virgo. I'm going to check in with you. True for you or not true for you? This has been a challenging year for Virgo. I'm going to say some statements. You just say true or false if you're a Virgo. It's been a challenging year for you so far. The last several years since COVID have asked you to redefine a lot of the rules of your life. What you do, how you do it, who you do it with. Okay. I'm gonna try to get to something that isn't true. If I said, and it's been great financially, that would be untrue. It hasn't been really great financially for Virgos. And the last couple of years, but this year in particular, are pushing you so far outside of your comfort zone, and y'all don't like that. It's like trying to throw a surprise party for a Virgo. Guess what Virgo doesn't want? A surprise party with people who they don't know who's going to be there. They don't know how to prepare for that, right? Like, I've never met a Virgo who's like, oh, please throw me a surprise party. That would be my absolute favorite thing for you to do. So you don't like surprises. You don't like being absolutely kicked in the behind to go outside of your comfort zone and redefine everything. You don't really have a sense of defined stability. If you have it in one part of your life, you don't have it in another, but it is possible that the whole thing is on its head. Okay, so this just has not been fun for Virgo. What I have said about Virgo for the last 12 months, if you're a Virgo, it feels like you're on a roller coaster. Again, true or false? Feels like you're on a roller coaster that you didn't agree to get on, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop. So every time it goes around, you're like, oh, but this is the last time, right? And it's like, no, we're going to go one more time. And so eventually now you guys are sitting back and going, I want off of this. Whatever this is, I don't want it anymore. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell Virgo, because this is what the signs are foretelling for you, okay? And something that applies to Virgo is also often going to apply to the other mutable signs, right? So the Sagittarius in me gets kind of excited about that. But here's what I want to say. I do think this is a turning point. Okay. And I think between now and the end of the year, you're going to see kind of like a real turning point next month at the harvest. And again, Virgo may not want to hear this, but what the astrology kind of suggests is you're going to have a choice of whether you want to align with an easier path or not. And the signs have been kind of making themselves known to you, but now that's going to ramp up. Y'all are very intuitive. Virgos, you are. You pretend like you're not. You pretend like this stuff is like weird kind of sometimes, but then secretly you're an absolute wizard. Like, and you know it. Like, you're a healer. You're very intuitive. You're kind of mystical, but like, you don't want anybody to know it. So it's like, hey, don't take pictures of me doing it. Don't tell anybody I'm magical, right? It could ruin my reputation. So, but this is where Virgo actually starts to believe, because you're like, but wait, you have good news for me? Okay. So you're going to have a choice. Like, okay, do I want to align with a path that's going to bring me closer to my purpose? Or do I want to be resistant to all of this change, right? Because that's what you've kind of been doing. You've been a little resistant, like, ooh, I don't like this. This is uncomfortable. Why are you doing this to me? Rather than like softening into it and going, maybe I haven't been on the right path. Maybe actually to fulfill not only my service destiny, but my healer destiny, maybe I'm actually supposed to be doing something different with someone, for someone, or the way I'm doing it. And maybe I'm actually going to start paying attention to the signs and not pretend like they're not for me, because Virgo believes in signs for everybody else. But then if you say, actually, that one was for you, they're like, oh, no. That was not for me. That was for you other people who, believe in all of that. So I think you're going to have a turnaround. I think how much of a turnaround it's going to be is going to be partly a function of your willingness to lean in and go for a different part of your ride. And I think you might just be uncomfortable enough to be willing to do it. Does all of this make sense? And if you're not a Virgo, this may be for someone you love. Right. Again, some of you have partners who are Virgos, children who are Virgos. And again, big placements, right? Doesn't have to be their sun sign. For some reason, almost everybody in my life has a Virgo moon. I have never understood it, but almost all of them do. Partnerships, close friendships, like Virgo moon, right? And you guys are the universe's grand overthinkers, right? I don't have to overthink in my life because I know somewhere there's someone with a Virgo moon and they're doing it for me. Why would we both overthink? The Sagittarius in me is like, you got this. Why don't I let you think for me? And you can stay up all night worrying about everything, right? I'm looking for a fire source. Bear with me. I know there's one here. Oh, come on. I want to burn things tonight. I need to burn things tonight. All right. Give me just a memento. Oh, here we are. Okay. It's like Overthinkers Anonymous. Oh Lord. No, Virgo moon. So and it's actually really challenging for you guys to live with this. Like before you go anywhere, before you do anything, you've already thought through every possible scenario, how it could go well, how it could completely fail, how people could hate you, how they might possibly love you, like what happens if you win the lottery. So by the time you actually go and do this thing, like it's hard to enjoy it. You've already played out every scenario in your mind. So you're tired. You don't even have the energy to go and do the thing anymore. It's a thing. But you're really smart. And this is why people trust you, because people do. People trust Virgo moon because we know you're thinking through the dates. You know what I mean? So we know you're not, you can look like you're freeballing it, but you're really not. Virgo moon doesn't freeball anything, like not even their balls. I don't think they would even do that. They're pretty strict. They don't even freeball their balls. So yeah. Oh, Mercury and Virgo too, Paisley. Can we talk about that for a second? Like that's a thing too. Mercury, because if your Mercury's in Virgo, then you're going to rehearse everything you're going to say or communicate. Like how hard is it for you to send an email if it's important? Like you're going to write that email and then rewrite it and then save it as a draft and then go back and probably rewrite it again and then delete it and then wish you had deleted it and then write it again because you can pretty much remember it. Lord. Okay. So needed to burn that. I'm gonna light my new moon candle, which you can you can do at any time. If you have yours, if you have another candle that you like, this has been my new moon candle for the last year because I hadn't taken Sage Goddess back yet. So we're working on other new moon candles for you. But in the meantime, I love this one and I hope you do too. It's one of my favorite smells. Can I put it somewhere where you can see it? You can also see my dog's butt. So that's great. You're not going to be able to see it. Just trust me, it's lit. Yeah. Okay, so let me go through my notes. Everything I want to share with you about tonight. Tonight is important. And then I want to say, how many of you are in Wax and Wane? We have our after party tonight. It's got a cool vibe to it because it's a Saturday night. Normally, we're not together on a Saturday night. It feels like we could really misbehave and break a lot of rules. Although I think we always misbehave, but I'm excited. So every new moon and full moon, I do an after party. Also on YouTube, but for my students. So you have to be in the Wax and Wane program, which is super fun. So if you're new, you're welcome to join us. It's $39 a month, and you get the after parties, you get high holiday ceremonies, you get an astrological preview for the month with all of your horoscopes at the beginning of every month, and what else? And then a quarterly guided shamanic journey with me. So yeah, we'd love to have you there. Okay, and then I'll get to your questions, but let me go through my notes, and then if you have questions, let me know. I would be happy to answer them for you. Krista's asking, any suggestions for you as a double Aquarius to be able to get along better with an unhealed Virgo? I mean, you would be well equipped, right? A double Aquarius with a Virgo. An unhealed Virgo looks like, to me, a very nitpicky, small-minded, critical person, right? Who can't see the bigger picture, and can feel a little obsessive when it comes to details and also seeing flaws, right? Like, sorry, everybody's flawed, and anger. Okay, so Aquarius is good with that because you guys don't really take a lot of BS, right? Like Aquarians will tell you how it is and they hold boundaries really well. So I think as long as you're really fully in your Aquarianness, okay, so we'll talk about all that. I love this, by the way. I could spend literally my entire night. I probably would change into pajamas a little bit later to do this, but I could spend my whole night going through your placements and pulling them apart, right? It might be fun to do that one of these days, you know? Okay, so new moon Virgo, last new moon before the eclipse. This eclipse cycle is going to be no joke. They're never a joke, but it's powerful. Remember, it's always about revealing things that you needed to know or see anyway, but it's just a reminder, it's going to unearth a lot of stuff, and it's going to unearth things that are associated with details, with perfection, with healing, right? But also like, it could be like paperwork. It could be just make sure you're paying attention to the details of your life as we come into this one, because Virgo governs everything that most people fail to notice. So it's just making sure that if you sign a contract, that it's all buttoned up, you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's. Okay, so there's a lot of detail-oriented energy around this particular set of eclipses. And what a lot of us feel is that this new moon is a preview of what next month's eclipse cycle is going to look like. So whatever you experienced this past week, and whatever you're about to experience in the week ahead is a little foreshadowing of what a month from now we're going to be working through. Okay, does that make sense? So Virgo governs your routine. It also governs your routine thoughts, right? So your inner monologue, your kind of the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk to other people. It governs, Virgos are very particular about their routine, right? They're always up early in the morning for the most part, rare exceptions. They like to do kind of similar things. If they like breakfast, they like to have it by 9. If they don't eat breakfast, they never eat breakfast, right? They're the habits and the routines are governed by Virgo. So that's the other thing for this new moon. When you're setting intentions, how many of you want to set intentions around your health, or maybe getting into a new routine or a new habit, or I've been really focused on my health and my routines this year. And so I love a new moon like this because it's an opportunity to kind of, first of all, analyze my progress. How far have I come? I've made a lot of changes to my own habits and routines, and that have been helping me and serving me. So it's a good time to analyze how you've done so far, and then set new intentions for new ones. So your health, new job, Andrea Gallardo, this is like awesome time to be looking for a job or secure a new job, and congratulations, right? It's a great time to rededicate yourself to like better eating, better exercise routine too, better sleeping patterns and habits would be all governed under this, right? So, and it's never too late. I always tell people, a lot of my customers and clients will say, well, but I'm in my 60s, or I'm in my 70s, or I'm in my 80s, and it's like, no, your body is so good at regenerating and healing itself at any age, right? That is the way the body functions. It wants to heal itself. It knows how to do that. And so any changes you make to your skincare routine, to your exercise or fitness routine, to your diet, can have immediate and long-lasting impacts. And so I just want to really inspire you. And then, there can be an internal change to your routine too, right? Lena K said, I'm looking for life balance. And life balance is going to be a result of you looking at your routines and making modifications, right? If things are out of balance, let's say you're working too much right now and you don't have enough time for yourself or whatever it is, that's going to be a change to your routine. And you're going to have to acknowledge and accept that and look carefully at that, right? Okay, so Virgo's instinct is to help other people. Here's the shadow side of that. And I'm mentioning this to you because we're heading into eclipse season, and this is going to be up on you. It's going to be up on all of us, okay? Have you ever met anybody who wanted to help people, but it was also kind of self-serving, right? Have you ever had a friend like that? Because I have, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can help you do this, I can help you do that. And then like a month later, they're like, I really feel like this friendship is one-sided because I'm always helping you and, or whatever. And it's like, wait a minute, bro. I didn't ask for help. You just were constantly offering help. And then now you're tired because you've been helpy helperman and nobody was really asking for that, right? So there is a little bit of, I don't mean this in the wrong way, but sometimes Virgo can be a bit of a martyr, right? Like, look how I sacrifice for you. Look at what I do. And it's like, okay, but how much of that is actually people asking you to do that versus you, because you're a Virgo looking around with your microscope and just deciding to fix everything, So this is where I have to check my Virgos and just say, when you look at all the things you're doing for all the people and they're so not grateful, did you ask for help with that? Did you raise the flag and say, this is too much for me? Like, I just wonder how much of that there's a little bit of reflection that needs to happen. So if you're a Virgo, this cycle is going to get you out of that martyr cycle of like, oh, poor me. I'm always just so in demand for my help and assistance. And no, but there is also an authentic desire to help. And I want to support that. I want to say that's great. When Virgos are really trying to help and it's because help is needed, there's nothing more beautiful than that. So And Virgos really are selfless in a little way. There's that pocket of them that isn't, and you got to watch out for that, right? But they really can be selfless and helpful to a fault, right? I mean, a Virgo, an evolved Virgo will give you the shirt off their back without expecting anything in return, right? I know. Okay. So here are my intuitive reflections for tonight, and then we'll get to intention setting and all the work I want to do with you. The phrase kept coming to me in meditation the last couple of days as I was working on my notes for tonight. Choosing your own path. And which sounds so nice. You're like, oh yeah, Athena, I want to choose my own path. I don't mean when it's easy. By the way, there's 444 people watching right now, which is a good lucky number for building a solid and firm foundation. So let's just say a prayer. May all the foundations that you build in this moment be solid and in support of your highest good. Amen. And so it is. I said it while it was still 444. Choosing your path. So again, you could say this, yay, I love choosing my path, right? But I mean when it's not easy. I mean when everybody else wants you to go this way and something in you is like, I want to go over here, right? As a Sag moon, I feel this deeply because 90% of the time I want to be doing something or I want to be somewhere that I'm either not supposed to be or someone doesn't want me to be, right? Like, we joke about, the nickname for Sag moon being flight risk, but we're all always ready to leave the country and be on a beach somewhere, right? I've never met a Sagittarius who has an expired passport, right? So my intention for you tonight and my encouragement as you set your own intentions is, what do you need to align to in order to be brave enough to choose your own path? If you asked for my candid opinion, I think the next 12 to 24 months are going to be really interesting times. I look at all of us, I look at you and me, and I think about how brave we are to have chosen this timeline, right? We are the first, right? The first collective to be in the generation of artificial intelligence, to be in a place within our world where long-term structures are not really viable, right? And they're faltering under the weight of our own human evolution, is my perspective, right? So we are really on the front lines of radical change. I think our children's generation, my kids are, one is an adult and one is a late teenager. I think they are going to see much more of the brunt of these evolutionary changes that we're going through. I think, all of us will sunset, whatever we need to resolve to get things ready for them, which that's what I see my role as right now. I am in my 50s, right? So I look at my role right now as I need to do whatever I can from where I am with what I have to secure this place for my children and my grandchildren and the next, whatever generations remain. And so I think it's a challenging time. I just want to say thank you because I'm really grateful that so many conscious, awake, spiritual people have chosen to be here now too. I think it's worth us, toward the end of this year and in the beginning of next year to put our heads together to think about what is needed collectively for the vibration of the planet. But I just want to say, I want to encourage us, because Virgo is a planet of service, right? And radical new beginnings. Or Virgo's a sign that represents those things. I love that you set intentions for yourself, but I'm also going to ask, can we set some collective intentions too? And I really believe that the intentions that we set, like, yes, they're for the next lunar cycle, which is the next 28 days, but I also feel like they have a ripple effect, right? And I really think that the planet could benefit from some collective space holding. I'd like to encourage us to do that. Yeah, really, really cool. So happy that you're here. Sharon's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I've known you forever. And you make 73 look Sexy girl. I'm happy that you're in my life. Happy birthday to you. Okay, good stuff. So choosing your path, I'm not talking about like, let's choose our path. Oh, I choose to be in alignment to unity consciousness. I'm not talking about that. I also think there's a real choice to be made right now, and Virgo seems like the right time to talk about this with you. There's a clear light and a clear shadow, right? Energetically around the world right now. Can we agree that we all feel this? It's like, and never before has there been such an intense pull. You can really feel when the light energy is calling you, and you can really feel the pull of the darker vibrations. And I don't have great language to describe those things to you, but I can tell you they're as real as me sitting here in front of you, right? Those two evolutionary and vibrational states and ways of being. Do I mean the splitting? Well, it depends on what you mean by the splitting, but I definitely feel that there is a separation of timelines now, and it's almost a conscious choice of the path that you're going to choose to follow, right? And one of them is going to pull you toward your own light, right? And your own highest evolutionary purpose and your own highest evolutionary possibility and towards your own higher consciousness, right? And the other one is going to pull you in the other direction. Okay, yay. So we're on the same page. The other one's going to pull you the other way. And I will tell you, one way to know which direction you're heading in is to notice your health. Your body keeps the score. So when people are like, how do I know whether I'm following the right evolutionary path or not? Notice your health, notice your digestion. These are going to be signs and symbols to you of whether the energy that you're sitting in is really in alignment with you or not. Oh, you guys are sweet. I am a sweaty mess. So I felt terrible joining you live tonight. I'm like, I look like shit. So thank you for saying that I look nice, because I was like, I'm so sad to tell them. I was literally dripping sweat about half an hour ago. So thank you for tolerating me. I appreciate it. Okay. Let's see. So 0 degree. I want to break this down real quick. Then we're going to set some intentions. Okay. 0 degree Virgo, we talked about it. It's the beginning of, it's the beginning, right? It's literally the first degree of Virgo. And so it is called the circle of life. And anything that happens at 0 degrees of your sign is an initiation. Tonight literally is always about new beginnings. You know, it's my favorite moon phase. I would not miss a new moon ceremony with you for anything, right? I'm so happy to be here with you. I love that we don't have an eclipse. I love that we've got Virgo, right? Shit's going to get done. I'm about that. So I love this for us. Paxton loves it too. But this is an initiation. And so it's a double click. It's a double down on what this energy normally is for us anyway. So it's a turbocharged new moon tonight. Again, you're super stoked if you've got big placements in Virgo, because it's just the spotlight of this darkness, of this dark moon, is on you, right? So you're going to feel it the most intensely. But you're going to feel it no matter where you are. And if you have any placements in Virgo, this is has a lot to do with where this is going to show up for you. So again, this is about, if I was to translate it for myself, this new moon could be about choosing timelines in relationships and partnerships, right? Really, where is my heart at? Where do I need to be? What is calling to me? What feels settled, grounded, and correct, accurate for me, right? So that's where it's going to show up for me. If you have a Virgo placement, look to that area of your chart and what that placement governs. And if you don't have any Virgo placements, look at other mutable signs. If you don't have any mutable signs, then it just may be a general, sense that you have that it's time for you to choose. And how many of you have a big choice in your life to make? Or just a significant choice? It doesn't have to be like life and death, but and you've kind of been letting the universe kind of like, maybe I don't have to choose. Maybe I can just kind of by default, let the universe decide. You're going to feel like the choice is made, hopefully with you and not for you, over the next couple of months. Okay. So buckling up for that. Now is the time to dedicate yourself to your deepest calling. And I don't mean your job. I mean your deeper calling for being on the planet right now. What are you about? What are you for? Who are you for? Why are you for that? Right? And really, you don't have to answer those questions for me, but you have to answer them for yourself. Okay. The 0 point field, and I'm going to talk more about this in the after party because I just think it's super juicy. I get really excited when we talk science. I'm a scientist by training. So as much as I do metaphysical stuff, I really love, talking about science because we have data. So in physics, in quantum physics, there's something called a 0-point field. And basically what that is proof that even when energy is sitting at 0 degrees, right? 0 degrees astrologically, 0 degrees in terms of a temperature, right? There is still movement, right? And even if there's nothing in a container, that container isn't technically empty, okay? And the root of this is the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which also takes us back to physics class. And I'm not here to teach you physics tonight, but I do love physics, and I know you guys kind of geek out on it too, so I like to share it. And the Heisenberg uncertainty principle suggests, and this takes you back to physics 101 in college probably, right? We can't really understand data, measure it effectively with infinite precision, not infinite precision. And so what that leads us to understand and extrapolate from that principle into other areas of physics, right, is that nothing is ever empty, right? We always talk about souls, right? Life doesn't really begin at conception, right? The soul is eternal. That the container, right, is what we're talking about. But the soul coming in and the soul leaving, the soul wasn't just born. Souls are old, and they don't die when the body dies. They transition to another state of conscious awareness, whatever that is. And we still are figuring that out, because when we die, we don't come back to say, hey, by the way, this is what happens. The reason all of this is important for intention setting is I want you to think about your life a little differently tonight. Okay? If energy is never created and it's never destroyed, if things that look empty aren't empty, because vacuums are not empty. There's actually not a real void anywhere in the universe. There's still energy, okay? What that means is there's always hope, right? There's always a reason to continue to send energy toward an intention, even if you feel like it's dead, it's gone, it's over, it's, as long as you still have an attachment to something that really matters to your heart and soul, there's no reason to not continue to send energy. And tonight's new moon gave me, because of its 0-degree position, gave me an opportunity to come around and teach you this principle again. We've talked about this many times, but doesn't it make you look at your life differently now? Nothing is ever empty. No one's ever gone, right? Nothing ever dies. So if there's always hope, then there's always a reason to continue to set intentions. And with a little more optimism, a little more enthusiasm, a lot of times people want me to give them a message of hope, and I don't want to say anything that sounds like patronizing. You know what I mean? Like, don't give up, give it another try, whatever, right? I'm not a cheerleader, but if I tell you, here's scientific proof that you should not give up. Here's scientific proof. This is why I believe in miracles, because our universe is not as it seems to us, right? It is way more potent. There's way more dormant potential. There's what we call the unmanifest, right? Which is just big, vibrating, throbbing energy in the universe that is waiting to be molded into and aligned with a vision. It's literally like it's waiting for you to say, okay, go over here and do that and make that. But you have to, it starts with an intention. We say everything starts with a wish. What's a wish? A wish is an intention. So tonight I need you to make a really good wish, especially because we can't really do this work this way next month. It's just a little bit different when we have an eclipse. It's a little Willy Wonka. Energy doesn't flow the way it's supposed to. Okay, so that was everything I wanted to say from my notes. You ready? So I'm going to start by playing my root chakra singing bowl for you. I've been playing my singing bowls every day for about a month. And I have noticed a real difference in my sense of calm and peace. And it's interesting. I hadn't really been playing them often. And so I played them one day and I was like, I felt so much better after that. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. And I did it again the next day. I want to encourage you to do like a 30-day sound tool challenge. This is the lowest and slowest of the bowls, but you know, your root chakra is your lowest and slowest chakra. So you should feel this vibration at your tailbone. It should be vibrating your perineum, which sounds really inappropriate. And it is, except right now. Now I'm inviting you to reconnect with your sound tools. Even if you only have one, bust that kiddo out every day for a while. Do you feel it? Is your perineum vibrating? Deep breath in. It can start to turn you on a little bit. I'm not watching you. I mean, I'll look away. Root chakra for the win on a Saturday night. Yes. Okay, I'm going to shut up and you just listen. I'm grounding you right now. And laughter is good for you. So setting the intention that your energy field is grounded, aligned, balanced, and centered. Did you feel that? Paxton's root chakra is grounded, aligned, and centered. Yay. I'm so happy you're here. And again, thank you for sharing part of your Saturday night with me. That's rad. I appreciate it. And if you're on replay, that's awesome too. I'm here for all of that. All of that. Okay, so as you know, we do two things at the new moon. I'm a broken record, but sometimes there's new people, and I love to be reminded. We release energy, and then we call energy in. So we have to release. This time, we are working with an earth sign with Virgo. Usually I release to fire with the fire signs and air with the air signs and water with the water signs. You're so welcome. So do you have access to a surface, table, floor, with your hands? Can you do this with me? Yes. Okay, so I want you to rub your hands together. What that does is it stimulates everything. It stimulates the flow of chi, prana, right? Energy within your system. It also stimulates circulation, which is good. You should rub your hands together. Okay, so now we'll do it one more time before we, did you feel it? Even just that in the middle of the day can start to move some energy for you. Clapping. If you do it in certain situations, you'll look weird. Like there's nobody in a room and you're clapping, like, is she okay? Right? But if people know that you're just trying to move energy, it doesn't look so weird. I look weird all the time to people, so I don't really worry about it, but you may be like kind of normal, and then that would really blow your cover. Okay, so I want you to use your left hand, okay? And I want you to, because this is our sending hand. And I want you to think about 3 energies in your life right now. Be specific. It's Virgo. I know, Circe's here for it. 3 specific things, energies, could be related to a person, could be related to a place, could be related to a thing, process. Yeah, so it's first. Oh, did I say receiving? I meant sending. Projecting is what I meant to say. That's just me getting old. We are using our right hand because we are releasing this energy. We're not calling it into our field. Okay. So we're going to release this energy. I want you to, we're going to inhale 3 times. Okay. And I want you to, with each inhale, this is really important. Okay. I want you to identify, I want you to focus on with each breath, one of the things you're trying to release. So make sure you know what it is, or just let yourself decide in the moment. And then we're going to release those energies from your body and your field through your right hand. And I'll tell you how to do that. And then we're going to take that energy and we're going to send it down to the floor. A wooden tabletop is great. You can send it into a crystal if you want. Okay. And then we're going to visualize how the energy will leave the floor and go down to the planet. But here's the thing I want to tell you. The big work it can do tonight, and Virgo will help you with this because Virgo governs the body, Virgo governs precision, Virgo governs, specificity. So I want you to see, can you locate where the energy you have around these three things that you want to let go of? All energy sits in your field. Can you discern where it's sitting? Here's an example. You might say, okay, I have all this energy around this person and I want to release it. I'm pissed off and I'm sad and I don't want to carry that energy around anymore. I'm not releasing the relationship because I don't like to banish people, right? They tend to come back stronger. So, but it's good sometimes to release really heavy, dense energy. Can you feel where it's sitting though? And so Luna said heart right away, which could be true. For me, a lot of times heavy, dense energy sits in my back and it will sit in my arms. I don't know why. For some people though, legit right in the solar plexus, and they have gastrointestinal issues as a result, right? These are people who literally digest their challenges, and it's hard, right? Because your system is taking the hit for this, right? Is it in your neck? Okay, so I want you to, if you have a pendulum, before we do the releasing work, just gut check it and just ask the pendulum, is the energy that I need to release stored here? And then run it through your body and just check. See, mine says no here. Saying yes at the left arm. It's saying no at the left hand. Checking my digestive system. Yep, it says I'm holding it there. So you can go through, I'm just checking my right hand. No, I'm not holding it here. But my right shoulder. Yes, I am holding it here. Did you see the switch? Okay, just as a gut check. That way we know we've pinpointed it, right? So that when we release, we're releasing the pain accurately, or the discomfort or the tension, whatever it is. Could be tingling, could be numbness. Like, these are all signals, right? These are all nervous system input, output. Okay, so I want you to imagine that you're holding the energy of these three things that you want to let go of. And you could say sadness, anxiety, frustration, or confusion is something good to release at a Virgo new moon, right? What else feels like it needs to be let go for you? And it can be a specific person, place, or thing. But I would just ask your spirit guides to help you here, okay? So let's release. So imagine that energy now pouring out of your right hand and down. I'm touching the floor. And then I'm going to send it through the floor, down through the layers of the top of the earth, right? The crust, the mantle, core, down. And then imagine just liquefying it, pouring it down to the center of the earth and letting it hit that central fire of the planet where it can be transmuted into usable light. Now, some people like to then take their left hand and pull that usable light that it's been transformed into up from the center of the earth, call it back, because it is good for you now, and send it. Fill out those spaces with transmuted energy. It's a cool energy trick. And it can be instantaneous. Like, you get in a fight with someone and you're just so upset and you're just like, I'm going to release that. And I'm going to send all that down. I'm going to watch it melt into the core of the planet. And then I'm going to recall it as usable light and return it. Transmutation is one of the most powerful spiritual tools I can teach you. And kids can learn it too. They got big feels. You're like, let's transmute that. Let's take that temper tantrum from a 10 to a 5. What do? You send it down. Let's call it back up. Put that in your mouth, right? You feel it? It's instantaneous. And this is why these Virgo tricks are so important. I know I already opened it, but I'm going to open it one more time because I'm going to call in the guides and guardians of the directions. Because now we get to... Did you feel it? my new moon drum. Oh yeah, there's a lot to feel tonight. Sometimes Virgo doesn't want to feel. They just want to think. So if you find yourself in that trap, let yourself really feel it tonight. That's how Virgo heals, by finally allowing the tears to flow, right? Sometimes then they don't know how to shut it off, which is what they're afraid of, right? It's okay. So calling in the guides and guardians of the four directions: the east for clarity, the south for passion, the west for healing, the north for grounding. Calling in the guides and guardians of the element of spirit to weave the thread that binds the east and south with the west and the north, to create the above, the within, and the below. Be with us tonight, guides and guardians of the 7 sacred directions. Really, it's 8. Help to hold this circle while we set our intentions to call in what we need to initiate with this Virgo energy. And together we say, Amen. Aho. So it is. Amen, aho. So it is. So good. To feel all of you in a circle with me, it's so good. Okay, and to have sunlight. I was thinking about that too. It won't be long at all before it's getting dark. You know, I do love our full moon ceremonies and new moons in the darkness in the winter. There is something cozy and sacred about it, but love these two. Okay, so now we released 3 big energy streams. We transmuted the energy. We brought it back into the body to give our bodies something. I think of that as like replacing your cartilage. You know what I mean? Or like getting a blood transfusion. It's like, let's just let the bad out and call the good in, right? So that will create a lightness of being. And then because we've transformed, right? So we're moving now at a higher frequency because we're releasing that dense energy. Now we want to call in whatever we want to manifest. And like I said, come back to that 0 point. Where is it in your life that you need a new beginning? In a place maybe where you've given up hope, but you didn't want to give up hope. And by the way, this feels so important. I don't know if it's important for everybody, but I feel like it's important for a lot of us who are here tonight or will watch this later. So maybe share this concept with other people in your life. I really do love it when you take something I've shared with you and teach it to someone else, right? I don't do this just for our benefit. Where's a place where you've given up hope, but you didn't want to give up hope? And hearing me talk about the fact that the universe doesn't actually have a vacuum, right? Nothing is actually empty. Souls are never gone, right? There's always something. It might just be the hint of a heartbeat, right? I'm not saying that, everything can be perfect again, but there's a hint of a heartbeat. Then you can't take it away. Nobody can. That's why there's hope, right? Okay, so is it in a relationship? Is it with your kids? Is it with, what is this for you? Is it with work or your profession? Like, did you give up? This would be something you've given up on. And I'm putting just the biggest sisterly arms around you right now because I see you and I know. Can you figure out where that is? And now I want you to breathe into, it's 5:55, now it's 5:56. I want you to breathe into that with a statement like, I initiate hope for, and then fill in the blank. Or I open my heart again to the possibility of this. And I just want you to give it the slightest little nudge. Now, if none of this resonates with you, like you don't have anything that you had to let go of or give up on, or, this initiation energy isn't necessarily relevant, where I want you to focus is on Virgo, right? So work, service, healing, detail orientation, and a commitment to service. So those would be the other areas where I think you could really be successful setting intentions tonight. Okay. So yeah. So if there's nothing that ever needed to be revived by you, you're good. Focus instead on those other major categories that will help you. Okay. I see you, Luna Blue. There's just tonight is the smallest little, and I actually feel like we should do that tonight. You ready? So let's do 3 breaths again for the maybe 3 wishes, 3 dreams that you had kind of given up on. And I just want to do the smallest little, blow it across your hand to the hummingbirds and let them take it to the angels. This is sweet tonight, right? It's very aligned to the energy of the moment. Okay. And this new moon, by the way, is literally 6 hours away from being precise. It's happening exactly at 11 p.m. Pacific time, West Coast time, and exactly it's like 2:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can figure out your other time zones from there. Okay, ready? What's the first one? I want you to inhale, and then the exhale, I want you to blow your hope up to the hummingbirds. Ready? Okay, that was good. Okay, let's do it again. That was good too. Okay, one more. Amen, aho, and so it is. Those are cute little emojis there, Shay Lake. I like it. Oh, did you? Yeah, same thing happens to me, Paisley. I yawn when I'm processing the big energy. I always see it as a confirmation too. So high five. If you're yawning, did you know that about yawning? A lot of us yawn and we're not tired. A lot of us yawn because we're getting a spirit message. I also yawn when I'm overstimulated and I need to leave a room. Like if it's just too much, it's full of muggles and they're doing their muggle things, I will legit look like I'm about to fall asleep. And then I'll be like, gosh, I'm really tired. I have to go. Bye. Yay. Okay. Let's do one more. Not for you. One more, not for me. One more, not for us. Collective. What do I wish for the collective? Same idea, right? Where have we given up hope? Okay, you ready? Yeah. Mine was for finding our way back to each other. So often when people fight, what they really want is to be closer together, and that's harder to say and harder to live. It's easier to fight. I mean, that's how we as humans, I don't think it'll happen in our lifetime. I've more or less given up, but that's how a future generation will know that they have lived through the ascension, right? Is that unity consciousness will prevail. And then if we're not fighting each other and competing and arguing, and if there's no division, can you imagine what this planet could be like? How much we could love and enjoy and bring to each other, like just sort of universal abundance, and no one's hungry, no one's fighting. It's really true. It could happen. Again, I don't think it'll happen in my however long I have left, a few decades, right? I just don't see it, but I would love for it to happen. And I think we're laying the groundwork, right? Some of us are. Some people aren't, right? Some people are here to sow division, and I think it comes down to which one of those energy streams we talked about, the light and the shadow, will prevail. Aho. Okay. Let's release. I'm double releasing, double calling in all the guides and guardians. So thank you to the guides and the guardians of the 8 cardinal directions. The below, the middle, the above, element of spirit. And then, of course, thanking and releasing the guides and guardians of the north, the west, the south, and the east, for grounding, for healing, for passion, for purpose and clarity. And with that, we have set some beautiful wheels in motion tonight. I'm really proud of you. Like I said, this is my favorite moon phase. I love being here with you for it. We started at Sage Goddess with just free full moon ceremonies. And then eventually I was like, I want to do the new moons too. So now we do both. So every month, this is always free. You can always come and hang out. Love having you here. We also have a free big public Facebook group, a couple of them. There's the Dr. Athena group, which is kind of more of a personal group. There's the Gem and Mineral group, which is big and public, and you're welcome to join that too. We have a fun perfume group that you can join. And then, of course, my online programs, I would love to have you enroll. We still have a few months left in all of my programs. You can join anytime and cancel anytime, and they're fun. So you can learn more about that at sagegoddess.com. And seriously, we'll put the links up for your Facebook groups in case you want to join those as well. We would love to have you there. All right, subscribe to this channel before you leave. Why? Because I do fun things on here, and I would like for you to be there. Have a great rest of your weekend. Unless I'm seeing you in the after party, which starts in 27 minutes from now. We're going to go deeper on this 0-point field thing and do some good work together. So I'm looking forward to seeing you and catching up and working more with this energy of this new moon before it slips through our fingers. So I'll see you on YouTube in half an hour. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody. We'll see you soon.